So the quad's still on? And of course it's still on. We're only into episode 2, and we've played 3 fixtures. Sixth after 2 games of the Premier League. It's not good, is it? But like I saw the calendar at the end of the last episode, we're going to check our team. We've got the ratings overall up there. But today, I am going to start with saying my piece on games played. Burnley a tough nut to crack. They're in 20th, we're in 6th. We should still be beating them, and we do. We concede 2. But here's my plan for today. I want to keep going in every cup competition and simming up towards January, December time, with no transfers to actually do, and I trust us in the Premier League. Maybe the game against City could be nervy, but I do want to make sure we win in the cups, such as the Carabao with Brighton away. That's the game, for example, I want to play. Even over derby games, because we've already won the league at Liverpool, it feels too good to be true, but we have done. And go on then, maybe we play Paris, but even the simulated games in the Champions League, like Slavia Prague and Como, they should be doable with the players we've got. Let's have a look through this entire list again. With one player we actually let out last season on a loan deal, Siraku Irie 82, potentially recallable, but Tom Moss, he is you through and through. Plus, you should have seen last episode, or if you're still watching this, on the entire rerun, we've got Makalak, and we've got Asensio, who just joined us. Cup players, however, because our main team is still playing the main fixtures, them being the league ones, because I want to win the league again, and this game against Brentford, it's another draw. We're not losing. We're conceding a lot more than usual, which is disappointing. But we're also scoring a lot more. And you better be in for simulations today, because unfortunately we're going to sim a few. And here, it's the Champions League again. After a man of the match display by McTominay. Brilliant. He's going to stay in the team, but as you can see, there's multiple changes. With the derby up next, and I did not expect to draw. It is Tom Moss to get our goal. Potentially playing his way into the derby team, but nah. We've got to go strongest. I think he plays for us in the cup. We've got players like Gardner, Ferguson, and of course Ndai that start league games. And even Mikel Arteta can't beat the mighty Toffees as Liverpool manager. We've gone to Anfield again and won a fixture, allowing us to play this cup game. We've got Mikelak into the team, same as Asensio. First impression, I'm pretty sure he has played before. And what a big kick clash this could be. Unfortunately, I don't think it will be. Or fortunately, should I say. That's a terrible start. We've got a few unfit players into this team, like Tim, who hasn't played in a while, but I'm going to still trust it. Tom Moss back in the lineup. Asensio, get around him. Tom Moss, you need to get running, because our striker, yes, he does have pace, but does he have passing? Maybe he does so. That's a brilliant ball to Fatawu. Still in the team, should be 1-0 up. It's been a while in game since we took a lead early on into a fixture, as this is a cup game. Nathan Collins, surely that struck an arm, but hasn't, as that was questionable. Need to win that header again. Joe Gardner, he does. Into Brasco, Abdul Fatawu. He turns out, he goes across the field into Tom Moss, using a bit of pace. He loves that shot. On the angle, doesn't always score it, but forces a corner that gives us another chance, like that one for Nathan Collins, off the back of Bart Verbruggen. Our backup centre-back scores, and our filling-in captain. Wonderful to see the sub celebrating. Shows we're all still in this together as a Conquo. Not that Conquo we sold to Wrexham, a different one. Put us into round 4, please. We didn't have to enter in round 2. They're pushing forward very high up the field. This could be a potential second goal. Fatawu gets the pass right. Is this Asensio actually turning up here at Everton? I love the kit. I love that regen. And again, his replacement is celebrating him. That's if we wanted to put Leonardo on. This game seems very easy. Look at that pass from Asensio as well. Abdul Fatawu took it a little bit close to Verbruggen. As this is even away from home as well. We've got another corner after the corner we should have just had. We haven't done anything since Nathan Collins has won, but if we win that ball back, Hilson, he's trying to get back into this first team, as that's a brilliant ball to Tom Moss into the box. It's Nathan Collins looking for his second. Not bad, and his cover at the back, Josh Doig. He's still playing for a place in this squad. He wins the ball. Tom Moss, he cuts inside, looking onto Brasco. He's been here a while. He's got the wrong colour, obviously, on his wristband. But Vladimir Brasco, we don't get to see celebrate, but a big go. Putting a team to the sword. It's been a while since we did that. And we could try and play Manchester City. Yes, they'll be in a title race with us, but as we do have mostly a fully fit team, with still another 3 days rest, and a draw against Celtic, I think we prioritise a cup game here. Again in the Champions League, which we're doing well in, but if we don't do well, we'll have to go back to youth. So youth is what I'm looking at. Seems like the case many a times, but only 2 decent players from each scout in Ezekiel Atta from Nigeria and Emiliano Ferretti. Look at the potential on him. I'll promote them for that boost, as we don't need a boost here. He's out of the team is Asensio, but Leonardo's in. Big win against the Citizens. Followed up with a big win against Sociedad in the Champions League. A rerun against Brighton in the league where we get another win. And a job done on the Geordies. Look at that. Fatawu's on fire. As one player that's not going to be Jordan Pickford, unable to play for 5 months. Leaving a 35-year-old Rui Silva, 2 35-year-old goalkeepers. At least we know what we're doing in January, but I can't believe our captain's done. I'm definitely going to have to look elsewhere, and it's a quadruple, actually. Need salmon as a backup goalkeeper. And by the way, what a name for a backup. If he leaps like a salmon, that would be good. Really good, as I am going to rush these 2 games before our next cup one, where we can rotate. With 10 men, we get the win over Lille. And with 11 men, when Trufe is actually not getting suspended, he's scoring to get us an equaliser. That is somewhat disappointing, and I made an obvious conscious choice this time to actually get us in the 3rd kit, black versus white, here against Fulham away, because usually I would sim this game, but because we're on for a quad, and because, well, Fulham have been our creepy team that likes to creep up on us, I've decided to play this game with a rotated team yet again, and Brasco, if he scores again, look at that run. He loves putting it in the top corner. 5 minutes into this away game. Love the kitting game as well. That is a brilliant start for Everton. We're giving the main boys a rest again. But no rest for this club because we are absolutely phenomenal on flames. There's a bit of passing going down. If we could catch them passing back, because I knew there wasn't going to whack that long. We've got Nathan Collins and Tim at the back, who aren't the best quality centre-backs, but they are taller than our first team ones. Mikalenko wins the ball forward as well. I do feel a bit for Josh Doig, but I had to go with Vitali. Being here from the start. Get our 2 Ukrainian lads into the lineup, as here goes one again. It was Brasco shredding his man, forcing a yellow card out of what looked like a blonde Nathan Baines. Used to be like that with his hair in this game. I remember in FIFA 15 as Brasco again goes for a low down shot. Rizzo with a save. Need to try and score another one at the cottage, hopefully before half-time. Fatawu. Good link up with Tom Moss. It's Fatawu! Panic stations have got to be hitting Fulham. They've got Brentford next in what potentially could be a Conference League game. Muniz, he cuts inside of us, goes for the shot. Not going to lie, I think he does catch that, Jordan Pickford. Definitely do need another keeper. Brasco controlled that ball dead, and he could have potentially got us on a counter here. It's nice that Brasco, hopefully in our treble or quadruple or double winning season, or even singular season, has decided to turn up because he's been at the club for a very long time. Not being the greatest as Fulham getting into this. A good header away onto Josh King, their youth player. Brasco again. This could be a potential counter if Asensio gets on his bike. Calvin Bassey didn't have that under control. But we do have the rest of the game. Nathan Collins, spectacular. Again, getting us into a quarter-final, which I don't know the draw just yet of, as we've got a really hard one next time. Yes, I do want to play a Champions League game over a Premier League one, as we do have Chelsea next, but still unbeaten. Not the best defensive record, but we're keeping up with the goal scoring. Now we've got so many options, as I didn't even change a few players. I kept the likes of Mikulak and Moss in, a 3-0 win, before rotating a bit more again. And Moss gets the winner against Como, but at least we keep plodding along in the Premier League. A 2-2 draw against United, however, not the result I desired before the biggest game of them all. And you know, we're not simming this one. Paris Saint-Germain away. Last time they were 2-1 victors. This time we've got a point to prove. McTominay suspended and Sardella's kind of out. With a regen now back at right back. Mikalayak, as they're going to start on top here. Branthwaite, they just cause so many problems with their agility. I think we've got one player they really would want, Abdul Fatawu, on the form of his life. Not winning the Ballon d'Or, however, that went to Ousmane Dembele, part of this squad. We're playing Sadie into Vitinha. Vitinha turns, right, it's the only team today that's put actual immense pressure on us from the off. And the first time we're using this main team. Maybe the second squad actually doing us more justice. Maybe just playing better. Maybe more chemistry in the lineup with Dembele trying to sneak behind us. Mikulak not the best defender, but I'm trying to match him up against, well, Regen Hakimi versus Hakimi. I think he resembles him pretty well, as we're doing pretty well at keeping a bit of possession to put pressure on them in a few seconds. That's Garner on a turn into Hilson. Hilson, if he can feed that in behind right here. Do we cross this? Iliman and Dye goes near post. Leonardo with the effort. Oh, God, though. No defenders kept back from the corner. They're going to break on us. This is the agility I was just talking about. Kvicha. Oh, dear. This is an opportunity against Rui Silva. What a save by the Portuguese man. The experienced Portuguese man, who I'm kind of glad we've got playing this game. The experience that he desires and he offers is fantastic. Abdul Fatawu, if we can go down this right-hand side of the field with his turns, he's not skilling anybody at that moment in time, so we're going to go backwards to try and forge through the middle. It's Garner with a bit of space. William Pacho, one of the best defenders in the world, for them to counter at us again. We like to build up the possession, getting more confident with it under Moyes. As that's a good chip into the box. Jared Branthwaite delivers with a header, but Kvicha gets that. He threads it through. Ferguson's took his man out. He's a very brute force tackler. Paris are going to get the penalty. And this could be the first goal conceded today. It was a brilliant save by Rui Silva. Off the post, just like the spot kick. We're alive still. In the middle. Look at the passing. He dives on that ball. Rui Silva has been immense. But still, this game isn't over. Not a foul on Gardner, referee. That's a run through the middle for João Neves off the post again. This game, man, as we've not got very long left on the clock, but maybe our turn to counter-attack. Iliman and Dye running around. He's going to pass this off in the middle. Marcus Leonardo tried to get the shot off. A 0-0 with a lot to be desired. But out of 0-0s, that's probably been the best. 3 times. 3 times they hit the post. Then some heroics from this man got us the win. He even got the captain's armband there, which I can't lie is a bit of a mistake. The backup captain always has been Garner, now selected for England. Let's just say this save predicted that. Wonderful player, as our next cup game is announced. It's Moyes' ex-club, West Ham in a quarter-final, played on Christmas Day. Hopefully Santa delivers us a cup run, as I'm still not trusting Rui Silva in the goal. Sardella off the bench, Fatawu in the first half. The possibility of an unbeaten season is well and truly amongst us, as Fatawu, absolutely phenomenal, blowing Leonardo out the water. As did you see, 4 goals, 4 games from Brasco, sensational. Doesn't get the game time that he deserves, and it's a 0-0 draw with Forest before a massive win against Arsenal here. We're still yet to play a league game, gone through rough patches and still are unbeaten. With a tough cup game in the Champions League slipped through, still we should be going through. Enough games to send us through anyway, and that is a 2-0 win over Spurs. Away from home, which sees us, yes, with the game in hand, sit 6 points. At the top of the league, 0 defeats, 13 goals conceded. Bournemouth have conceded 1 more, but sit 9 points behind. Make that make sense, please. It's all on them fine margins, and we're going away to Gillingham in the FA Cup. That should be a fun game, but out of the teams left in the Carabao, there's Chelsea, there's Arsenal. Forrester already got a draw against us, but I fancy us right here, and let's have a look at the Champions League. Right, so far 6th. That will do me. Shakhtar up in 2nd. And I do want to play the game against West Ham, so please don't let us down against Ipswich Town. Keep us going unbeaten into our final game. A bit of fatigue in our defenders' legs, but it's a 3-0 demolition job of the Tractor Boys to lead us into a quite crucial Carabao Cup quarter-final. All the quiz as this game on Christmas Day, and this game we lost crucially last year against Sunderland, which kind of sent us off on a spiral a bit. We didn't win on penalties, then we dropped in the FA Cup almost immediately, leaving us with the Premier League after Juve sent us as marching orders in the Premier League or the Champions League, and that is a run-on. Terrible defending from West Ham United. Asensio to drill it low. 4 minutes in. It's their defence that have cost them, West Ham. Shivering is the man up front, Asensio, the regen. I think the last episode of Season 4 I turned up saying that I was energised for playing games? Well, today I feel a bit groggy, and today we haven't even lost with Hilson stealing the ball back. West Ham are a mess. It's Tom Moss. I think Asensio's just offside. He is, but I don't mind that. It is urgency from our striker. Urgency that we need, and now really want, because we've got to put pressure on Limedrid. He's just danced around us rather easily. We've got to put pressure on him again. That's a cross. Never mind yours. Or never mind any of your players. It was over the head of the lot of them. Still, 1-0 is a pesky scoreline. Almost as pesky as all these bubbles in our face for the start of this second half. But if we could score through them, that would be amazing. Fatawu hits a good shot. Hermansen, an ex-teammate. As the game builds on, though, I'm feeling a bit more self-aware on this game. And I do want to get Luca on, our 6'7" man. Never really got to play him much recently. So he's going to get on the field at the next break. But could the next break be a goal? Tom Moss, I wanted that on the ground. It's a great header on from Brasco. Fatawu! That, yes, I wanted him to do the Bellingham. That is a monumental goal, which, yes, is only a second goal against West Ham in the Carabao Cup. A 2-0 up one, but the trajectory of that shot hopefully sparks some confidence, puts us into a double-legged semi-final with momentum, unlike last time. Tom Moss tries to play it around for 3, but 2-0's good enough for me. Gardner, brilliant captain, brilliant performance overall, and in January, still unbeaten and on for the treble.